So Tom and I are known for starting on time, and so if you look at your watch, it's probably 6 o'clock straight up, I think, pretty close. What's the other thing we like to do?
Finish early.
Finish early, that's right. So. Welcome to tonight's 17th Annual Franklin Tomorrow Exemplary Community Volunteer Awards. I'm Mindy Tate, Chief Executive Officer of Franklin Tomorrow. Joining me is our MC, Tom Lawrence, the voice of Williamson County and WAKM AM 950. And then to my left is Teresa Ashworth Harris, who is the chair of the board of Franklin Tomorrow, and she's at the start of her second year as being chair of our board. And tonight she'll be helping me to present the awards and later in the evening present some of her own awards.
We always like to open the program with an inspirational quotation, something like Oscar Wilde's, "The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the grandest intention," or Albert Einstein's statement, "Only a life lived for others is worth living."
Well, I'm going to quote the Queen, not that one in England, but the one from Tennessee and a great Williamson County resident, Dolly Parton, who has said, "Don't get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life." All of the individuals nominated for these awards and those who nominated them and those who continue to work without recognition are the ones who make life here in Williamson County so special, and we are blessed daily by their efforts, big or small. Our community is served by a number of excellent nonprofits, and I see some of my fellow nonprofit leaders out there. Raise your hand, say nonprofit, support them please. Support Franklin Tomorrow, but support our other nonprofits and believe in them. And many have been around for a number of years. We've got some turning 50 this year, Waves. We've got some turning 40. I think that's High Hopes. Mm-hmm. So we've really got a number of nonprofits that have been here for quite a while. And as you can see, we're entering our 24th year of being the community visioning and engagement organization for Franklin. Our mission is to engage the community, foster collaboration, and then advocate for a shared vision for the future of Franklin. None of what Franklin Tomorrow does in terms of community visioning or engagement would be possible without your support and our partners, but also because the service over the last 24 years of a number of volunteers. Many of our founders are still active and involved, and we appreciate that. We hope you'll follow us on social media channels, visit our website, franklintomorrow.org, or attend one of our monthly Frank Talks lectures or quarterly breakfast with the mayors.
Didn't you tell me that you were 24 when you took this job?
I wish. I was 21 when I came to Williamson County. Okay, we'll leave it at that.
Franklin Tomorrow's exemplary community volunteers are made possible through a host of partners, including Atmos Energy, Williamson Health, Williamson Memorial Funeral Home and Cremation Services. Our platinum partners include Franklin Rotary Club at breakfast and former Williamson County Commissioner Judy Hayes, who supports our In Memoriam remembrance, which we will show later this evening. Silver partners include Berger, Mosley, Carson PLC, the TMA Group, and a group of Williamson County elected officials, including Property Assessor Brad Coleman, Register of Deeds Sherry Anderson, Circuit Court Clerk Debbie Barrett, County Trustee Karen Paris, Juvenile Court Clerk Margaret Mayhew, County Clerk Jeff Whitby, and Williamson County Mayor Rogers Anderson. Patron sponsors include Lynn and Tony McAllister and State Senator Jack Johnson. Additional supporters are Reagan Smith, Williamson Prevention Coalition, County Commission Chairman Brian Bethard, Franklin Mayor Dr. Ken Moore, and Nancy Conway, a longtime Franklin Tomorrow board member. Thank you so much to Atmos Energy, represented tonight by Kenny Hay and Christina Christensen, for sponsoring your refreshments from the concession stand.
And there are a few other folks here from Atmos, and we appreciate their support as a sustaining partner for Franklin Tomorrow. We are so thankful for our partners because without them, we would not be able to celebrate the amazing volunteers that we are celebrating tonight. Volunteers are the backbone of what makes Williamson County. I do want to also pay a special thanks to the Heritage Foundation of Williamson County, which worked with us to host our event here at the theater, to bring it back to the theater. The last couple of years, we've been at Rolling Hills Community Church, where we have breakfast with the mayors, and the Heritage Foundation was very generous in working with us to be able to be here at the theater. Over the next hour and a half, or maybe a little less, you're going to meet some people living to help others, and we hope they inspire you to do more for others in our community. So now's the time we are all here for, right, Tom?
Yes, ma'am.
And so we're going to get busy and make the volunteer awards. We've got about, okay, I'm going to tell you, this is the only spoiler you get. We've got about 20 awards, but we're going to move quick. So following tonight's program, a donation will be made by Franklin tomorrow in the name of each recipient to the nonprofit of your choice. Again, thank you to our sponsors and partners who make this possible. We would love to read the full nominations of everyone tonight, but time does not permit us to do so because they don't serve breakfast at the theater. But you'll be able to find their stories on our website, franklintomorrow.org, later this week or early next week. While all the nominees will be announced in each category in which they were nominated, during judging, some nominations were moved into other categories or special awards created, which more appropriately reflected the nominee's dedication. So be sure and stay with us to the end. We're shooting for an hour and a half, okay? We're going to make it happen, all right? So our first award of the night, it will be the Corporate Volunteerism Award, which is given to a company or organization that sees the value of giving back to their community through successful volunteer programs with high levels of participation and impact. In the category of corporate volunteerism, the nominees are Atmos Energy, nominated by Habitat for Humanity; Harpeth True Value, nominated by Amanda Fisher of the Franklin Special School District for their work with FSSD and other organizations; Mars Pet Care, nominated by the Franklin Special School District; and Nick Conklin with the Tennessee Titans organization, nominated by the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center of Williamson County. There are two recipients in this, oh, that's you, sorry.
No worries. Give you a little secret. I live in Spring Hill. Mindy has already called Publix in Spring Hill, and at 8 p.m. they will deliver a fried chicken to my kitchen table. I don't know about you, but I'm going to be in Spring Hill at 8 o'clock. There. Two recipients in this year's corporate volunteerism category, and we ask that when we call your name, come up the stairs on this side when you're nominated, and that's what we're about to do. Mars Pet Care, nominated by Franklin Special School District, and we'd ask that Mars Pet Care and Franklin Special School District representatives to come forward, please. And yes, you may applaud them. There we go. There they are, right there. Congratulations to Mars Pet Care, which just in time for the 2023 summer break stepped in to ensure many students in the elementary grades, where feet grow very quickly, had what they needed to get through the summer. Mars donated over 400 pair of athletic shoes to students in 3 FSSD schools. They accomplished this multifaceted donation program by partnering with Operation Warm, a national nonprofit that connects corporate donors with Title I schools and school districts, homeless shelters, and other beneficiary organizations to provide free coats and shoes to families in need. In addition to the shoe giveaway, Mars has provided funding for special projects and free dog food for the FSSD Therapy Dog Program. They are a valued corporate partner of the Franklin Special School District and never hesitate to volunteer their services, products, or expertise when asked. Our second recipient in this year's corporate volunteerism category is Nick Conklin with the Tennessee Titans. We would also ask Nick and representatives from the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center to come forward. There seems to be a theme developing around shoes here tonight. Since 2021, the Titans have been official partners of the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center by creating and implementing projects with their teaching staff and helping develop skills and build resumes. Nick, the director of video content, has been the centerpiece of this project for the last 3 years. Nick and his team, under the guidance and approval of Surf Melendez, Vice President and Executive Creative Director, have dedicated one entire workday per week for 5 months to volunteer their time. The Titans project this year was to develop content and creation of a shoe that would be auctioned from the Titans Foundation to benefit 10 different local nonprofits as part of the My Cause, My Kicks initiative that was modeled after the NFL's My Cause, My Cleats initiative. The nonprofit organizations that benefited from this project: Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, Better Tennessee, the National Scoliosis Foundation, the Alzheimer's Association Tennessee chapter, St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, and the Nashville Anti-Human Trafficking Coalition Fine Design, Tennessee Immigrant and Refugee Rights Coalition, and Soldiers and Families Embrace. Over the last 3 years, the time Nick has volunteered amounted to over 330 hours and thousands of dollars of expert advice and feedback. Furthermore, his relationship with the EIC students have produced college internship opportunities, on-site job shadowing with the Titans, and networking options for the students. The impact that Nick and the Titans have had at the EIC for all 11 of our Williamson County schools, high schools, is immeasurable. Thank you, Nick Conklin, and thanks to the Titans.
We're on page 9, huh?
We're on page 9.
Okay, so I'll get there.
So you'll know 9 of 41.
Okay. The next award is the Youth Initiative category. Individuals eligible for this award are young leaders in the community that are involved in either a variety of community activities or primarily in one organization as a significant volunteer. In this category, there are 4 nominees. Abby George, nominated for her work with Saddle Up. Levi Cullum, nominated by Williamson County 4-H, particularly their STEM program. Liliana Zendaya, nominated by Path United, and Zoe Altoff, nominated for her work with Freedom Reigns Ranch.
We have 2 recipients of the Youth Initiative Awards. The first recipient is Levi Cullum, nominated for his work with Williamson County's 4-H. Would Levi and his nominator, Jennifer Hartzell Stockdale, please come forward? Levi is a junior. He's homeschooled, but has extensively participated in Williamson County 4-H, now serving as an assistant teacher in Ms. Stockdale's 4-H STEM Fun Classes, a bi-monthly hands-on class of approximately 15 4th through 6th graders. Another way that Levi contributes to the Williamson County 4-H program and the community is through his role as a summer 4-H intern leader. The Williamson County 4-H STEM intern team partners with Williamson County school-age children to provide educational programming to elementary school-age children over the summer. Less than 20 interns are selected countywide each summer by a committee of UT Extension employees, and Levi was selected and served as an on-site lead, the highest leadership position on the intern team. Levi's volunteer efforts and leadership have profoundly impacted Williamson County's 4-H STEM program, with Levi having logged at least 100 volunteer hours in the past year, valued at $1,500. That's only his involvement with the STEM program. as he volunteers on other 4-H programs and classes. Thank you, Levi. Our second Youth Initiative Award goes to Zoe Altoff, nominated by Freedom Range Ranch. Zoe, if you and your nominator would come forward. In 2023, Zoe contributed 240 hours of volunteer work to Freedom Range Ranch. She's 14 years old, but said to possess a maturity and heart for others that surpasses her age. She plays a role in 3 aspects of the work. First, as part of our horse care team. Second, as a horse pair. And finally, assisting in mentor sessions. Congratulations, Zoe.
So the next category is Emerging Leader. This award recognizes a young professional between 20 and 40 years of age, pardon me, whose professional or volunteer efforts are having a positive impact on his or her community. In the category of Emerging Leader, the nominees are Rachel Cottle, nominated by the Williamson Health Foundation; Will Cross, nominated by Vintage Affair; Travis Dumke, nominated by Ashley Roberts for his work with Franktown Open Hearts, Williamson County Homeless Alliance, and previously on the boards of Franklin Tomorrow and Youth Leadership Franklin; Mandy Goodrich, nominated for her leadership of the Tennessee Funeral Directors Association and work with other local organizations; Marquise Goff, nominated by Davis House Child Advocacy Center at the city, county, and state levels; Hunter Jones, nominated by David Garrett for his work with the Heritage Foundation of Williamson County Next Gen; Blake Lambert, nominated for his work on various boards, including Youth Leadership Franklin, Franktown Open Hearts, and Joy Mission Board, among others; and Chrislyn Ledbetter, pardon me, nominated by One Generation Away for her leadership on its development team, leading to the largest fundraising year ever. Also, Jennifer Pagliara, nominated by Deborah Varallo for her work with Leadership Middle Tennessee and as a millennial financial advisor; Jenna Potter, nominated for her work with the Downtown Franklin Rotary Club, Stronger Than My Father, and other organizations while serving as Director of Marketing and Communications for Williamson, Inc. Brandy Thigpen, nominated by Kathy Moore for her leadership of the Williamson County Association of Realtors as the 2024 board president and all the work leading up to that; and Rebecca Zeitlin, nominated by Waves for her role as board chair, but also for her work with Congregation Micah and the Middle Tennessee Young Leaders Council. Tom?
The first recipient is Hunter Jones, nominated by David Garrett and the Heritage Foundation for his work with the Next Gen organization. Hunter, please come forward, accept your award with David Garrett and other Heritage Foundation representatives. Hunter currently serves as the chair of the Next Gen Advisory Board for the Heritage Foundation, where he leads the group responsible for engaging young professionals between the ages of 21 and 40. He worked alongside Heritage Foundation staff and Heritage Ball chairs to lead the planning of one of the largest late party events of the 2023 Heritage Ball, which provided an opportunity for young professionals to also enjoy the ball. Growing the involvement of the young professionals is challenging enough with the competing commitments that his age group faces, but Hunter continues to make strides that will help set the organization up for future success. During 2023, Hunter has devoted over 200 hours to the Heritage Foundation, while also being active in the University of Tennessee Alumni Association as part of their Young Alumni Council and Williamson County Alumni Chapter Boards, as well as roles with the Boy Scouts of America, where he serves at the local, regional, and national levels. Congratulations, Hunter. Our second recipient is old Blake Lambert, a lifelong Franklin resident who has spent his professional career over the last 15 plus years serving clients in our community and the insurance industry, now with his own firm, Boxwood Insurance. Blake, please come forward with your business partner and your nominator, Patrick Baggett. Blake was one of the first participants in Youth Leadership Franklin as a participating youth, then later as an adult went on to serve multiple terms on the Youth Leadership Franklin board over the last decade. Blake currently serves on the Franktown Open Hearts Board, which is another mission he feels passionate about. Having grown up in Franklin and always having a heart for students in our town with a multitude of different financial and educational needs. Another way Blake serves is through the Joy Mission Board. Blake's father passed away when he was finishing or just had finished high school. And because of this impactful experience, Blake felt called to work with the Joy Mission, which is an organization whose mission is to create moments of joy for children who have suffered the death of a parent to ensure they feel loved, seen, and are forever seeking the rainbow after the storm. Blake, congratulations. Thank you for your service to this community. Our third Emerging Leader Award goes to Jenna Potter, nominated by her co-worker Nathan Zipper at Williamson, Inc. Jenna, please come forward to accept your award tonight. And Brian Dolschel is going to accompany her up here. Jenna joined the Downtown Franklin Rotary Club January of last year and immediately put her marketing and graphic design skills to work when the club took on the 2023 Franklin Christmas Parade as a project, donating graphic design services to redesign the logo. She also served on the parade steering committee, led PR for the event, and volunteered the day of the parade for a total of more than 40 hours of service. She has done similar work for other club projects and also taught a course on social media manners to a group of students as part of a club event. She is a volunteer and board member for Stronger Than My Father, which has as its mission to educate, inspire, and transform today's youth and families to fulfill their God-given purpose. Jenna serves the Tennessee Division of Rehabilitation Services, Vocational Rehabilitation Community Services Unit as an advisory board member. Congratulations, Jenna.
Got one more, don't we? Finally. Finally in this category.
Finally, in the emerging leader category, Rebecca Zeitlin. She is a Franklin native and, like any other Zeitlin on this earth, a busy realtor. Please come forward along with Lance Jordan of Waves. Jordan, there's a difference. Rebecca is finishing up her first year as the president of the board of directors for Waves, a local nonprofit celebrating its 50th year of supporting adults, children, and families affected by developmental disabilities. She assumed this role during her third year of board membership and is the youngest person to serve in this capacity. Rebecca is deeply and joyfully involved in her temple, Congregation Micah, and has been for years. She maintains a position on their board of trustees, participates in their fundraising activities, and voluntarily teaches a weekly class on the Hebrew language to any congregants who want to further explore this aspect of their Judaism. Finally, Rebecca is a graduate of the Middle Tennessee Young Leaders Council, facilitating other local citizens in her demographic to become engaged with the process of giving back to the community through the idea of servant leadership. This energy is continued by her current enrollment and participation of the Young Leaders Board at the Make-A-Wish Foundation ensuring that children are guaranteed a positive life experience as they face adversity. Congratulations, Rebecca Zeitlin.
That I will say, I'm not the judger, the only judge on these awards, and that one was a very tough category. And some great people, and it's wonderful to see people starting out in their professional career or in midpoint of their career making a difference in our community. So we really appreciate that. Our next award category is the Neighbor to Neighbor Award, which is given to an individuals or organization that has shown extreme generosity to its neighbors in Williamson County and has exceeded expectation in terms of giving back to the community. The nominees in this category are the Children Kindness Network, nominated by Patricia Cronin and led by Ted Dreyer, the Entrepreneur and Innovation Center Mentor Network, nominated by Jeremy Qualls of the EIC, and Possibilities and Molly Darr, nominated jointly by Waves Incorporated and Williamson County Animal Center.
We would ask Molly Darr and representatives of Waves Incorporated and the Williamson County Animal Center to come forward to accept the award in the Neighbor to Neighbor category. Possibilities was co-created by Williamson County Animal Center and Waves to elevate the volunteering experience at the Animal Center for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Waves and the Animal Center have had a wonderful relationship that allowed day program participants from Waves to volunteer on a regular basis at the Animal Center. The program was an organic outpouring of a relationship that the Williamson County Animal Center volunteer Molly Darr developed with a particular volunteer who has physical and intellectual differences. A retired teacher and Williamson County Animal Center volunteer, she took the lead to create a program that partners adults with those disabilities wanting to volunteer on an individual basis with a neurotypical peer at the center during their volunteer time. Possibilities created a scenario where the Animal Center and Waves could provide cross-training for those participating in the program. The Animal Center provides training for all volunteers on how to appropriately work with animals. For the Possibility program, Waves created a 20-minute training video on how to work with adults with IDD. Over 20 Williamson County Animal Center volunteers and members of the public have signed up to work one-on-one with Possibilities participants. From all indications, it's been an incredibly rewarding experience for both participants and their neurotypical peers alike. Both Waves and Williamson County Animal Center will receive a $250 cash prize for this award, thanks to the sponsorship of Atmos Energy.
Yeah, we did realize we were not Solomon and not going to make Molly choose which of those nonprofits got the cash prize of $250. So the next category is our Volunteer Spirit Award. And this is our largest category. There were so many great nominees in this category, and all the nominees are deserving of an award. And with that in mind, remember I told you there were going to be some surprises. We have created an additional category of recognition titled Community Impact Award, which will be presented following this category. Individuals eligible for these awards are involved in either a variety of community activities or primarily in one organization as a significant volunteer. The Volunteer Spirit Award nominees are Molly Brewer, The Nook, nominated by Amanda Fisher of the Franklin Special School District. Y'all go ahead and applaud, it's all good. These people deserve it. Kim Cannon, nominated for her work with Sister Cities of Franklin and Williamson County in a nomination submitted by Patricia Kriebel. Cassie Chapman, nominated by Cultivate for her dedication to the program at Church of the City. Molly Darr, She's not going to win in this category, okay? Possibilities at Williamson County Animal Center. Christian DeBay, nominated for his work with Stronger Than My Father by founder Marcus Manise. Ted Dreyer, nominated for his 25-plus years of dedication to Children's Kindness Network. Farmer Ted is here, so we'll see him in a bit. And Kalinda Fisher, founder of the Great Reset Community Conversation Initiative. Jim Gargis, who's not able to be with us tonight, nominated for his work with Tennessee Green Land Conservancy by Alice Hudson Pell. Mike Ingram, nominated for his dedicated work to the Arts Council of Williamson County in its first Friday art crawl in downtown Franklin. Who loves that? Melissa Kaloran, who is nominated by the Davis House Child Advocacy Center. Pam Lewis, nominated by Lori McPeak for her work with the Battle of Franklin Trust, the African American Heritage Society, Hardbargain Association, and other community organizations. And Karen Martell, nominated by Freedom Range Ranch. I'm going to take a breath.
Jack McCann, nominated by Habitat for Humanity, Williamson County. Janine Moore, nominated by the Williamson County Public Library System. Judy Mosier, nominated by GraceWorks, where she has volunteered more than 12,000 hours during her many years there. Bhavani B.K. Muvala, nominated by the Rotary Club of Franklin at breakfast for his dedicated club service, which benefits the community. Jane O'Meara, Saddle Up, submitted her nomination. Christy Pauley, nominated by co-founder Jen Morrison for Pauley's dedication to the Nook, a resource center that was founded in 2017 by parents in the FSSD to provide basic new clothing essentials. Pat Rawls, nominated for Healing House by Tracy Levine. Mary Beth Richards, nominated by Julian Matt Brown for her dedicated work to reopen the Five Points Post Office. Karen Rogers, nominated by Brightstone for creating a horticultural program for their clients. Ed Silva, nominated by David Garrett and the Heritage Foundation of Williamson County for decades of work. Karen Rogers, nominated by Brightstone for creating a horticultural program for their clients. Ruby Smith, nominated by Franktown Open Hearts. And finally, Jason Waller, nominated by the Williamson County Prevention Coalition for the creation of the You Are Not Alone campaign. The three recipients of the Volunteer Spirit Award include Ted Dreyer, Children's Kindness Network, marking its 25th year of instilling kindness in the hearts of children and the community. Ted, please come forward and accept this award as we continue to tell your story. I'm anxious to see who shows up. You never see these two people at the same time. You never see Ted Dreyer and Moosie the cow at the same time. I need to figure that out. Ted has devoted his time, talents, and treasure to the mission of instilling the values of kindness in young children through Moosie every day for the last quarter century. He is still going strong as CKN founder and chairman emeritus and lends his wisdom and experience through strategizing, creating, partnering, connecting, team building, mentoring, inspirational challenging, writing, hands-on building, advocating, and reading, teaching, and entertaining while interacting with children all at the same time. Ted's CKN volunteer time likely exceeded 3 hours a day in 2023, leading to $20,000 if valued at $20 per hour. The value of Ted's volunteerism over his 25-year course of work with Moosie in many full-time periods comes to about $1 million. Its impact is priceless.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you, sir. Where's Muzi? Why didn't you bring Muzi with you? Our second recipient is Pam Lewis, nominated by Laurie McPeak in the Battle of Franklin Trust for her work with numerous preservation and humanitarian causes. Pam and Laurie with the Battlefield Trust, please come forward. Laurie wrote in her nomination, "It's hard to calculate the actual number of hours Pam contributed in 2023 because she works from what is the Franklin community needing at the moment, what organizations are needing volunteers, and how am I able to assist?" viewpoint. An estimation is that the very minimum, Pam has logged from 500 to 1,500 hours just in the last 12 months. From holding various local government positions, such as president of Franklin's Civil War Commission, formerly Battlefield Commission, to volunteering for special events such as the annual commemoration events for the Battle of Franklin, the African American Heritage Society, the Hard Bargain Association, to simply bring awareness to Franklin by incorporating the city's greatness to everyone she meets outside the city. Pam has so incorporated the Franklin community and any needs it may have into her DNA and everyday work, combined with her, pardon the expression, she's a damn Yankee, from upstate New York.
I've been here 30 years, guys.
Guys. You upstage everybody. You even upstage Garth Brooks. So, thank you. Thank you, Pam. Our final volunteer spirit recipient is Jason Waller, who hit the ground running when he moved to Franklin in 2022 and is tonight nominated by the Williamson Prevention Coalition. Jason and your nominators, Lindsay Wilhelm and Kim Tyner, please come forward. Since Jason's move to Franklin, he completely immersed himself in our Williamson County community.
Hey, Tom, came from California.
Another one of them, huh? He's bigger than me, so I'll shut my mouth. Being a member of the recovery community himself, Jason immediately wanted to be involved with our initiatives to help make a difference. Jason took time to meet with many of our Williamson County leaders, organizations, and community members to see what they thought would have the biggest impact as it related to substance misuse and mental health for our youth, adults, and community. In July of last year, WPC's You Are Not Alone campaign launched at Franklin Tomorrow's Breakfast with the Mayors. You Are Not Alone is a series of video messages and a website that provides information, resources, and hope for individuals struggling with substance use disorders or mental health challenges. Speaking with your neighbors holds immense power, as does receiving support from community leaders and icons. By hearing from these community members, You Are Not Alone hopes to initiate meaningful conversations and assist in putting an end to substance use disorders, reduce the stigma surrounding mental illness, and ultimately convey to those around us that they are not alone. Thank you, sir. Congratulations.
So we said there's a new category this year, and that is the Community Impact Award, where we will honor 4 individuals making a significant impact in our community and beyond by acts both big and small, which impact the quality of life in our community and communities across the country. There will be 4 awards presented in this new category, which seeks to honor individuals with a singular commitment, which is leaving a lasting impression, making an impact in our community and beyond.
The first recipient of the Community Impact Award is Cassie Chapman, nominated for her work with Cultivate and the Community Garden at Church of the City. Please come forward with the Cultivate folks, please. Cultivate is a group of champions who serve physically and spiritually hungry individuals in Davidson and Williamson counties. Fresh, local, nutritious produce is harvested and then distributed directly to those in need. Cassie Chapman has volunteered with Cultivate for the last 2 years, but she's made a particularly significant impact in 2023. Cassie Chapman was their key volunteer champion in the Cultivate site, started in partnership with Church of the City in Franklin. This garden started out as a 5-acre field of grass to produce 70,000 pounds of food. They had to plow, they had to till, they had to tend to get to that 70,000 pounds of vegetables. In 2023, Cassie Chapman was pivotal to this success and volunteered 259 hours of her time at Cultivate. Her nominator wrote, and we quote, "Without her commitment, attitude, friendships, and encouragement, the new farm site would not have become the beacon of community involvement it is now." That is community impact. Thank you. The second recipient in the Community Impact Award category, Christy Pauley of the Nook. Christy was nominated by co-founder Jen Morrison, and we ask both to come forward. In addition to her work as a member of the founding leadership team, Christy has served as the Director of Volunteers since the Nook opened its doors in 2017. She's the only person from the founding leadership team that has held her role the entire time. 5 years is a very long time to serve at the level that is required to maintain an operational team on a day-in, day-out basis. Basically, her service over this 5-year period has involved personally training over 100 volunteers that are on call each day to serve the request of our schools, ensuring volunteers are staffed each day to cover shifts, and covering many shifts herself when someone is ill or unable to complete their shift, refining and documenting operating protocols in our volunteer manual, which have contributed to our ability to sustain and daily operational entity for 5 years without a paid employee, and liaising weekly with staff at 1 generation away so the Nook can deliver fresh foods to the PATH project in the Franklin Estates homes, and serving on the board and participating as a leader of the team. Jen wrote, "As a founder, no one is more invested in the work of the Nook and its contributions to our community than I am, but I can tell you, no one has actively invested more consistent, daily, never-fail work that has enabled it to continue like Christy Pauley. She's the background of this organization, hands down." Congratulations, Christy Pauley. The next Community Impact Award goes to Pat Rawls, nominated by Tracy Levine of Healing House. We ask both ladies to come forward. Did you know it's only 6:40?
I know. We're going long now.
I can smell that chicken from here. No. According to Tracy's nomination, Pat was part of the original team that gathered with founder Olivia Smith at Brentwood United Methodist Church to help research and study recovery housing programs for women with limited financial resources across the country. Pat always reminds our residents that we prayed for you before you ever graced these homes. Pat has been the heart and soul of HH since 2015, working on various fundraisers to see that Olivia's vision came to fruition. Pat leads the Healing Housing Spiritual Foundation team, which meets at the center every Sunday night. In keeping with 12-step recovery, Pat curates clergy and faith-driven volunteers to explore different pathways to spiritual growth. Many women express that they found their God through Pat's openness, inclusivity, and non-judgmental way of life. Our final Community Impact Award goes to Ruby Smith, nominated for her dedication to Franktown Open Hearts, where she dedicates approximately 40 hours per week to the nonprofit organization, which is committed to empowering at-risk youth in Franklin through various educational and developmental programs. In her first year volunteering, she served as a tutor, but in the second year, Ruby began recruiting volunteers, coordinating one-on-one tutoring sessions, and maintaining a deep understanding of the students' unique needs, as well as communicating with parents. She dedicates, again, 40 hours per week during the school year. This lady's responsible for 50 grand in work just in the last 12 months. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Tom, so as we near the end of the awards, I'm going to turn that way for a minute. Who kissed you? It's not my lipstick color. I don't know who that is.
There's so many.
I know there's so many. You know, so as we near the end of the awards, we will present one of our highest honors, the A&T Rutherford Exemplary Community Volunteer Award. A&T Rutherford, the Exemplary Community Volunteer Award, recognizes the collective effort of an individual's work and the impact on the agencies themselves and the community at large. It is named in honor of Mrs. A&T Rutherford, who turned 100 earlier this year. She was a very active Franklin Tomorrow volunteer, as well as at Carton and many other organizations. One award is given annually. The recipient of this year's A&T Rutherford Award is Ed Silva. For his dedication to historic preservation and the positive impact on business and the economy during an almost 50-year career in Franklin as founder of Hartzog Silva Law Firm. Thank you to Heritage Foundation Board Chair David Garrett for the nomination, and I would ask Ed and David to come forward and accept this award. We're so proud of Ed and have known him for a long time, and this is an honor. And the trophy that we're presenting to Ed is a handmade trophy by Pat Matranga Designs, and it is the Pillar of the Community Award. And
while Ed was a member of the Heritage Foundation Board of Directors in 2023, you've just got to look at his amazing service for decades to the preservation and economic vitality and viability of Franklin's Main Street and downtown. Ed is a past president to the Heritage Foundation of Williamson County. He was chairman of the Franklin Gateway Corridors and Connector Streets Economic Development Project Committee, commonly referred to as Streetscape. He brought together a coalition of property owners, business owners, the City of Franklin and the Heritage Foundation and the Downtown Franklin Association to tackle the huge job of renovating Main Street. Main Street was closed for a period of time as the road was dug up, new utilities installed, and then new sidewalks. And what is miraculous, Ed Silva did it all without one lawsuit. Streetscape is the seminal event that causes downtown Franklin to be the amazing place we know today. During his tenure as president of the Carton Plantation Board of Directors, excuse me, I'm not supposed to say that word plantation. The development of the planning of the Fleming Center, which took this facility to a new level. He was selected Franklin Citizen of the Year in 1986 by the Franklin Lions Club, Patron of the Year in '98 by the Heritage Foundation, also recipient of the Mary Pierce Legacy Award from the Heritage Foundation, founding director of Franklin National Bank, and was a member of the board of directors of its successor, Fifth Third Bank of Tennessee. Ed again joined the Heritage Foundation Board of Directors in 2022. In 2023, between board meetings, Heritage Foundation events, he has spent a minimum of 50 hours directly serving the Heritage Foundation and its membership. He's also been a major donor to the Franklin Grove Project, and the new road through the property will be named Ed Silva Way. Once again, a nod to his work on Streetscape. Ed and his wife, Susu, recently appropriate name for the wife of a lawyer, Susu. I love Ed Silva, and I have for a long. He had black hair when I first met him. That's well, not anymore. Not anymore. He and his wife have made it possible for a room at the new Davis House facility, too. We're going to do something very dangerous. Ed Silva, you are a pillar of the community, and with a small amount of trepidation, we invite you for brief remarks. I give you Ed Silva.
Thank you, Tom.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my goodness. Excuse me. You know, I grew up in a small town in Massachusetts, founded in 1860, had a lot of characteristics of Franklin, Tennessee, and it almost lost its history, and then it realized at a point in time that it needed to save itself. And at the 300th celebration, 300-year celebration of that town, I was a senior in high school, and I wrote an essay on my ideas on how to improve my hometown. And I won that essay, and it just stuck with me all those years. When I went into the military service and found myself back here in Franklin, Tennessee, and almost like a deja vu experience in that it had this wonderful architecture, and it had a sense of history, it had a sense of place. But I was afraid that it might lose that, because in the 70s and early 80s, there was a flight out of small towns, and there was the draw to go to the big centers. Cool Springs had come out of the ground and was inviting retail to leave little places and go become centered. And I thought, well, if we could do something, if we can just get a coalition of people together and get the merchants that were still there. And interesting enough, Gray Drug, David Garrett's dad, was the pharmacist. really one of my first friends on Main Street, and would tell me the lore of the early days. And we went up and down Main Street, and we told them the story about Franklin, Tennessee. Look at what we have, but look at what we're losing. The sidewalks were rolling and cracked. They had paved Main Street so many times it had a crown like a camel's back. The water was rolling off in a big rainstorm into the cellars of the Main Street stores, and people were losing interest in that as a place. And it didn't take a lot to just remind people of what they had and to join the force that we have as a coalition of people, all of which are representative here tonight, the merchants and the attorneys and the civic leaders and the homemakers and the children of those families came together and said, we need to save this little wonderful town. And you know, now looking back all these years, 35 years ago with Streetscape, if someone tells you they thought this was what Franklin was going to be in 2024, they could be exaggerating or might be a trial lawyer, but no one ever thought this. This is just a remarkable place. It has this sense of place. The people here know it has a sense of place. We identify with it. We love to tell people we're from Franklin. And we don't have to say any more than that, because if we say we're from Franklin, they know right away, God, I wish I was from Franklin. And so it's really been a joy over all these years to work with community leaders and to see the community give back and to form this coalition of people and government and individuals and leadership, and all of it is Franklin. And Franklin is all of us. And thank you for this recognition. It's unbelievable. Thank you very much.
As Mindy mentioned, I am the chair of the Franklin Tomorrow Board of Directors. In March of this year, Franklin Tomorrow celebrated 24 years as a community visioning and engagement organization. And we believe we've had a positive impact on this wonderful city during those 24 years. We hope you agree. My awards tonight will be about impact, both in and on our community, but also in and for our organization. The first three awards I will present tonight came to my attention while we were reviewing the volunteer spirit category. And they highlight individuals who set clear examples of leadership that we want to celebrate. The first award is the Community Leadership Award, which goes to Kalinda Fisher. Kalinda, please come to the stage. Kalinda is the founder and executive director of The Great Reset, which, much like Franklin Tomorrow, has a mission of facilitating open and respectful conversations. She calls them community roundtables, where important current topics that bring people together to exchange thoughts, ideas, and experiences are discussed. Her organization has conversations around key issues, cultural trends, news stories, and concepts that are relevant to participants. Past topics have included affordable housing, homelessness, citizenship, Black Lives Matter, diversity, inclusion, death and dying, financial security, inequities in education, mental health care, patriotism, trust in news media, and racism. Often very heavy, difficult conversations to have. Kalinda puts in 8 to 10 hours a week minimum focused on this mission, easily at least 400 volunteer hours for the year of 2023. She has taken the Great Reset platform and her skill set as a meeting facilitator to other organizations like colleges, universities, chambers of commerce, and other nonprofits, as well as building a strong team of facilitators across the country. Participation in the community roundtables has also moved virtually with great success. Participants have come from across the United States and the world with representation from Colombia, France, Italy, Kenya, Rwanda, Spain, and the UK. Kalinda, we applaud you and appreciate your work. Next, we have the Community Engagement Award, which goes to Mike Ingram, who was nominated by Dr. Karen Ray and Ronell Coburn. Please join us on stage. For a decade or so, Mike has been active in the Franklin arts community as a potter, a painter, and a glassblower. Several years ago, he began managing the art crawl in Franklin, quite a task to coordinate merchants and artists every month. And in January 2023, Mike became president of the Arts Council of Williamson County. The art crawl has grown from a handful of participating locations to over 30 venues in December of 2023. The number of artists joining the Art Council and participating by showing their art has grown dramatically as well. Also, there has been increased outreach to include musicians in the monthly event. There are now 7 more permanent venues for artists to show their work: the library, the Enrichment Center, the Stable Reserve, the Harpeth Hotel, the County Administration Building, 5 Points Post Office, and the factory. Finally, Mike's 2024 goal for the Arts Council is to establish a bricks and mortar art gallery in downtown Franklin. In summary, Mike Ingram, the math major and baseball pitcher turned artist, has spent the majority of his life teaching art to all ages, using business strategies to enable less fortunate persons to contribute to art and support artistic endeavors. He gives of his time and energy daily, often around 20 hours a week. Mike has the heart and the determination to facilitate the rapid growth and the significant role of the arts in Franklin and Williamson County. We congratulate Mike Ingram. Our third President's Award goes to Mary Beth Richards. Mary Beth is a relative newcomer to Franklin, and she took heart how she could help in the reopening of the 5 Points Post Office in downtown Franklin. Thank you to Julie and Matt Brown for their nomination, and I ask that all of you join us on the stage. Mary Beth volunteered to tackle the problem of restoring or rehabilitating the 1,300 boxes at 5 Points Post Office, quickly developing a system and identifying which boxes needed attention first. She painstakingly removed glass from every box, one section at a time. She wrapped each piece before taking it home to put the glass through her multi-step process of cleaning that involved soaking, scrubbing, scraping, and repeating. Once the glass was clear and clean as crystal, she began the process of painting the black back on to make them opaque again. And then she laid them all out, applying a template to keep a space clear so numbers could be visible once again once the glass was replaced. She applied 2 to 3 coats of paint before reinstalling the glass. How many hours did Mary Beth put in overall? Countless, innumerable. There are 1,300 boxes at 5 Points Post Office, and she attended to every single one. That's a community servant, and Mary Beth Richards, we salute you. Yes, this is our last award, and it is the Board Impact Award. Our next President's Award tonight is this Board Impact Award. As mentioned earlier, I am the chair of Franklin Tomorrow Board of Directors. We are lucky to be served by a 25-member volunteered Board of Directors. Members of our board are active in various committees in our organization, but are also involved in other nonprofits and organizations across our community. These activities by our board members allow us a unique form of collaboration and widespread knowledge of the community. While each board member brings a unique set of skills and knowledge to their service, tonight I would like to award a board member who has dedicated to our organization as well as many others to a new level. This person has probably served the longest as a Franklin Tomorrow board member, albeit ex officio. This award goes to Brandy Blanton. Brandy is not only a member of our board at Franklin Tomorrow, she is the representative of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. She also her support extends well beyond that singular distinction. Perhaps it is her more than 10 years as a representative to the board and executive committee, but much like E.F. Hunton, when Brandy speaks, we listen. Her service as an elected Franklin at-large alderman is voluntary, as is her service to Franklin Tomorrow, thanks to an appointment by Mayor Ken Moore. As the development director for High Hopes Development Center, she walks a distinct line in how she can support Franklin Tomorrow while also maintaining the high priority of promoting the work of High Hopes. She never fails to speak the truth, offers her insight as she offers her insights as a longtime Franklin resident and elected official, and also she does it with the message of Franklin Tomorrow's mission to engage the community, foster collaboration, and advocate for a shared vision for the future of Franklin. We appreciate the volunteerism of each member of our board, of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, and of our board. Tonight, we specifically acknowledge Brandy Blanton's dedicated service to Franklin Tomorrow with the Board Impact Award.
Obviously, this was not expected. I was walking Harlansdale today and thought I'd sit on the back row and show my support, so sorry.
Okay, we are hitting the end. We have one final award to present tonight, which is the Charles M. Sargent Jr. Legacy Award. This will be followed by our in memoriam presented by Williamson Memorial Funeral Home and with the support of former County Commissioner Judy Hayes. This Charles M. Sargent Legacy Award means a lot to those of us who knew Charles. This award, originally titled the Business Legacy Award, was named after the late 61st District State Representative after his death in 2018 to honor his life of service. That was the year that we presented this award to Charles for his dedicated representation of all of Williamson County's needs and the ability to work across the aisle. The 2022 recipient was Franklin Mayor Dr. Ken Moore, and the previous year's recipient was Representative Sam Whitson.
Thank you.
On page 38.
I'll take your word for it. Representative Charles Sargent, a native of New York City. He was not only a listener, he was a doer, not just for those who supported him, but always, always with the best interest of the community at heart. While tonight's honoree cannot be present due to a family commitment, this award is presented to Robert Blair, Chairman of the Franklin Special School District Board of Education and an advocate for dozens of nonprofits and individuals in our community. Currently in his 20th year on the FSSD board, Robert has also currently serves on the Leadership Franklin Board, the TMA Board, and the Gentry Educational Foundation, although his past board service includes dozens of organizations and multiple years of service. A lifelong resident of Franklin, he leads by example in his service to the community, but has been recognized in the last 2 years as the recipient of the Caroline Cross Leadership Award presented by Leadership Franklin, as well as being named the 2023-24 School Board Member of the Year for the state of Tennessee by the Tennessee School Board Association. While Robert cannot be with us tonight, we did present the award earlier this week, representing the flame of enthusiasm he brings to each initiative. Here are some remarks from Robert.
Robert, we're sorry you can't be with us tonight, but we know family comes first, and you're off doing a family event. But we wanted to present, Franklin tomorrow is presenting to you the 2024 Charles M. Sargent Legacy Award, which is given to an individual in our community to recognize their leadership and contributions in business, quality of life, and leadership. And so I know you were a friend of Charles Sargent's, and we present this award, and I hope you recognize how much that means to receive this award. So congratulations.
Thank you, Mindy, and thank you, Franklin tomorrow. I'm certainly honored to receive this award on behalf of Charles Sargent and Charles Sargent's family. I'd like to thank them as well. Charles was a great friend of mine. Even I do recall when I first campaigned, I was able to campaign with Charles Sargent when I was running for school board, and so that was a time spent with him that I'll never forget. Again, so very honored to Franklin tomorrow and Charles Sargent for this award, and I very much appreciate it.
And we hope that you will take this and display it in your home or your office. It is a handcrafted award with a flame representing how you're igniting our community spirit and igniting our community. So congratulations.
Thank you again. Very much appreciated.
For those reasons, And for those reasons and many others, Franklin Tomorrow has presented this award to the Charles M. Sargent Legacy Award to Robert Blair, and we so wish he was here tonight to receive your congratulations, but be sure and let him know how proud and how much you believe he deserves this.
Are you ready, Miss Stevens? Excuse me, Miss Stevens. Tell how far we go back. For the past several years, Franklin Tomorrow has been including an in memoriam section in the Volunteer Awards program with hopes of recognizing individuals who forged paths others have followed as an example to their own form of servanthood. The last 3 years have definitely presented a challenge for this section. We lost so many great community leaders and citizens in the last year, from November 2022 until December 31st, 2023.
We really appreciate the support of Williamson Memorial Funeral Home and what they do here and their staff. This will be a very moving portion. The more than 150 people that we are honoring during this segment exemplified the varied acts of service and kindness that make Williamson County such a great place to call home. There are many more who could have been included, but we offered these as a sampling. William Shakespeare wrote, "The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give that away." During their lives, we think these people and others not mentioned made our community a better place. Tonight, Pam Stevens Kaltoff and her staff from Williamson Memorial will light a candle for each of these people as their names are read. Additionally, a donation to the Williamson County Public Library will be made by Franklin Tomorrow for the purchase of books, as we feel this will continue their impact on the community as these books circulate through Williamson County. Pam Stevens will assist Tom in reading the names because I have to be honest, I can't do it. So let's remember them now.
It may sound somber, but it's not. If you have applause for people, if you want to laugh, if you want to shout for the face you see, it's good.
It's okay.
It's wonderful. But we want to remember Vivian Estelle Denton, Virginia May Gilbride, Charles Earl Giles, Weta Greer, Stanley Thomas Hardcastle, William Albert Heathcock, Billie Jean Lillard, Louis Mosley Jr., Carl Schulteis III, Matthew Schweitzer,
Bob Adjent, Barbara Jean Bobby Aiken, Donald Aiken, David Marvin Osbrooks, Marion Vivian Barnes, Kenneth Neal Barnhill, Raymond L. Barrett, Sadie Tucker Baskin, Timothy Baxter, Leola Beard, Padge Beasley Jr., Robert King Bethert Jr.,
Amy Lynn Bedore, Susie Florence Bennett, Alva Jefferson, Dr. Jeff Bethurum, Benjamin Franklin Booker III, Luke Boyd, Martha K. Brisby, Charles Lee Britt Sr., G.W. Brown, Hattie Elizabeth Fee Bruce, Michael Bird, Mary Claudine Cowell, John Wesley Campbell Jr.,
Homer Lee Carter, Joshua Chin Curley, Cecil Cook, Jimmy Cromer, Joyce K. Crosland, Polly Armistead Cummins, Margaret Ann Curtis, Jean Tate Davis, Danny Ray Dodd, Mary Ann Dodson, Ralph Emmett Drury, L. Ned Elliott Sr., Edward D. Dunavant, Charles Taylor Faulkner,
James Kirby Fuel, Joan Olivia Flatt, Annie Lauren Fletcher, David Roger Fricky, Sam Gant, Dr. Sam Gant, Clayton Howard, George, James Larry Goodwin, Evelyn Gore, Adam Lewis Gravino, David Williams Grimes Sr., Lexi Howard Hagan, David Hale, Sandra Gale Harbison, Eleanor May Hargis,
Donna Lynn Harrington, Sylvia J. Hartzog, Rebecca Jane Hassel, Everett Vester Hayes, Fannie Haynes, Kim R. Helper, John Henderson Jr., Diane Hood, Willie Bly Hood, Charles Edward Hood Sr., Roger Lewis Horn, Timothy Howard Hustis, Ronald Goff Hughes, C. Robert Ionacone, Frank Calvert Ingraham, Alice Marie Ingram, Curtis E. Jackson,
Eddie Ladd Jackson Sr., Miles Bateman Johnson, Sarah Jean Johnson, Rick Darwin Jones, Miranda Sue Bird Kane, William Haynes Keith, Patricia Ann Killebrew, Danny Lynn King, John David King, Patrick King, Margaret Moran Kinney, Sharon D. Lambert, Dr. Felix Lawrence, Fred Ted Lazenby, William Bill Morris Lillard, John Leach, Ronald Sandy Ligon Jr.,
Larry Glenn Little, William Bill Davis Loki, Nicholas Jerome Potts Lunn Jr., Richard Lee Lyon Jr., Brian Matthew Mangrum, Jean Mangrum, Melvin Thomas Markham, Alan Brown Marlin, Jerry Marlin, Maddie Lou Marlin, Tandy Marlin, Terry Wayne Marlin, Marshall Scott Martin, Robert Bobby Waller MacArthur, Gloria K. McClellan, Catherine Whitley McKay,
Robert Herman McMillan, Kimberla Miller, Mary Mills, bless her heart, Peggy Sue Minter, Big John Murphy, Edwin S. Myers, Jenny Mae Newcomb, Kyle Bradley Ogles, Thomas Orm, Donna Michelle Osborne, Carrie Lucy Osborne, Keith Paget, John Elton Parker, and James Jim Wesley Parnell Jr.
Gloria Patton, William Bill Strickland Peach, Cynthia Cindy Peak, James Augustus Penningtons Jr., Judy Caldwell Pewitt, John Edward Pratt III, Brenda Joyce Ragsdale, Francis Red, Benjamin Benji Ray Reed, Jimmy Smithson Robinson, Robert Milton Ryan, Anita West Sawyer, Joe Albert Schmidt, his dad, Robert Young Smitty Schmidt.
Jesse Edelin Short III, Mary Lizzie Sledge, Ann Sledge, Blanton Smith Jr., Nellie J. Langley, Mama Stevens, Virginia Stevens, Doyle Thomas Stevens Jr., Judith Lee Smith, Judy Stinson, Ann Tidwell Sullivan, James Jimmy Milton Thompson Jr., Charlene Poole Tony, Billy Carl Tomlin, Wilson Vaden Jr.,
Sandra K. Vaughn, Sharon Vaughn, James Clifton Veach, Tim Wallace, Jack Douglas Walton Sr., Joseph Jackson Warwick, Lee Clement Williams, Dr. W. Patrick Williams, Wanda R. Withers, James Robert Wright, Sarah Jane Kelly Young.
Way too many, but it's a good time to remember them. Thank you.
Too many familiar faces and dear friends, and we want to tell you about these beautiful candles. I'll let Pam do that.
On behalf of Williamson Memorial Funeral Home and Spring Hill Memorial Funeral Home and other funeral homes here in the area, it is an honor to honor these families, calling out the names briefly, but for any person's name who was called out, whether they're here tonight or not, our team here will be available to take these candles. You can take these candles tonight if you'd like, or you can call our office and we will personalize them with a picture and your loved one's name on it. Again, if the person is not here tonight in attendance, be sure to let them know, and we'll be calling them, our team here. And Jim Taylor and his wife, Dawn, are here, and my husband, Tim, and Clark. But our whole team appreciates and loves the fact of Franklin Tomorrow, but also WAKM reads obituaries every morning at 7 a.m., and we really appreciate you, Tom. Thank you so much. Thanks, Mindy and Tom.
So, Tom, it looks like we did it. It looks like we did it. That concludes our awards for the evening. We want to thank those amazing volunteers we honored tonight, and we want to thank all that were nominated and the nominators. And we hope that you have enjoyed being here. A big thanks to our sponsors. All the nominations from tonight can be found later this week or early next week. Give me a little time. On our website, franklintomorrow.org. We also have recorded this event, and we'll be posting the video of tonight's event on our website and social media pages, as well as the presentation on the in memoriam. Don't forget, a family representative may come to the stage, or a family representative or a friend, and claim a candle as a remembrance, or you can have it personalized at Williamson Memorial Funeral Home. Tom, as always, thank you for being here.
Can I ask a favor?
Sure.
Mayor Moore, can you call Deb Faulkner and warn her that there's a white Camry on Highway 31 heading south?
That chicken could get there before him. So thank you for being part of this event. Have a great night.